You've heard this here before, often. One of the biggest problems in Central Oregon is housing. Tracy Tuesday was at the Yimby event, Yes in Our Backyard, where Deschutes County Commissioner Phil Chang addressed the issue. Tracy?
As cities like Bend expand, the need for housing expands, specifically affordable housing. I caught up with County Commissioner Phil Chang, who is currently on the campaign trail for re-election. He spoke at Laughing Planet Restaurant in Bend, where he addressed the Yimby event dedicated to housing. Yimby, which stands for Yes in My Backyard, says additional housing in Bend is critical. Commissioner Chang says there are ways to address the housing crisis in Bend.
We're going to need a few things to be able to create the housing that our community needs, particularly that missing middle and the affordable housing. In my mind, the more important thing to think about is how do we buy down the cost of housing, because land is expensive, building materials are expensive, labor is expensive, and infrastructure is expensive. And you add all those cost components up, and it is very difficult to create a unit of housing that someone who's making 80% of area median income or even 100% of area median income can afford. So we can contribute funds. The county has contributed a lot of land to projects in order to help buy down the costs of housing and make it attainable.
Here at the Yimby event, it's all about housing, not just low-income housing or affordable housing, but housing in general. As Central Oregon continues to expand, so does the need for housing. So their efforts, their root campaign is all about expansion to make sure that the people that work here in Bend can also live here in Bend.
We really want to show people that the housing shortage is an emergency in this town and in Central Oregon. We all have friends that have had to move out of town because they can't afford to live here. A lot of the people that we work with commute from Redmond or Prineville or some as far as Madras. And we want to make it so that people can live in the community that they work in.
Many in the community believe Bend needs enough housing to accommodate everyone working here. To do this, advocates for housing say we need housing of all shapes and sizes, expanding to all neighborhoods. Yimby says some people think their neighborhood should be exempt from this and are fighting to stop homes from being built. Tracy Tuesday, News Channel 21.